region. Gwladys, 50 persons have died, more than 2,000 cases recorded so far.
Effectivement, c'est triste et alarmant déjà de compter plus de 2000 personnes contaminées et 50 morts déjà dans la ville de Limbe, de choléra. C'est triste.
Okay, we have a caller. Yes. Hello? Okay, yes, you are on. Yes, go on. We are listening.
This cholera is caused by this is harvesting mango. This the past aside, the two mango, the mango. So some of these harvesters, they harvest it, and some of those eat. And when they come now, they sell the mango, they around the community. From there now,
Hello, can you shift? Hello, can you get away from your TV set, please?
No, I'm talking TV. TV.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this cholera illness is coming from this back. The back, because if you get during the market, that's where you get the cholera. Because you see that the back and now some of those guys ones have wounds there. The back is coming in the mouth. But the common on those mangoes like that, very small, that illness coming from. Some of these habits are with the habits to strike from without the mango. So just continue like that. Yes, talk about toilet. It's going to somehow get people really from the toilet, not from toilet, but in this area, I can Hello.
Okay, can we take the next caller, please?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes, hello, good morning and welcome.
There's nobody.
If there's nobody, can we take another listen to the governor's outing after the working visit to Limbe yesterday?
I can see. Okay, monsieur le gouverneur, si vous permettez. The first evaluation is that the cholera outbreak is there. Our structures, the hospitals, are overloaded. Thank God that the medical officers in charge of those hospitals have been proactive and they have taken preventive measures to succeed, to receive various patients. They have put canopies in the out of the halls, and the people are at least under the canopies, and all the patients are under treatment. But the problem is now the causes of the cholera. Now we are at where the place they call Down Beach, Dockyard, I don't know, and where you have understood people saying that there is no toilet here. So a whole part of the Limbe city, no toilet, and here you have all the fishermen. They say that they use the water to ease themselves. They use some debauches here to ease themselves. And according to medical officers, that is the source of cholera. If we don't stop it, if we don't cut the disease at the sources here, at the grassroots, we'll continue to receive patients, to treat them, but disease will continue. So the instruction I'm giving to the local authorities, the mayors and the SDO, is to undertake a program of construction of toilet here. In less than 30 days, they should construct public toilet. Because if you don't do it, these people will continue. And the cholera, this place of it now, because it's the same environment in it now, the same environment here in Limbe, will continue to remain the hot pot of the center of cholera. So the state must take some measures, and at the end to oblige everybody who is having a house here must show his toilet. But for the emergency situation, the council should build a minimum of 10 public toilets here. That's what we can say. And you, the pressmen, must also sensitize the population. Because when someone is dead, he's dead. The life is first of all personal and individual. You don't die for me, I cannot die for you. It's only Jesus who died for all of us. And he died for all of us to save our lives. The medical, the regional delegate have prescribed measures to boil water, and we have ordered that those well in some quarter should be closed. Kamwata have been invited to supply potable water in some quarter with the assistance of the municipality, the CDC, and the SONA, who will provide tanks. So those are the measures we have put in place, and this to stop while waiting for a whole reorganization of the way of building and people living here in the city of Limbe, the coastal cities, Limbe, Chico, Idinao, and the rest, Bamuso. That's what I can say.
Okay, Monsieur le Gouverneur, si vous permettez.
Okay, that was the governor of the Southwest region, His Excellency Bernard Okalabilai, talking after the working session that he had in Limbe yesterday. Gwladys, what should be the situation of those living in Yaoundé and Douala? We can imagine what would happen if this were to come over here.
Effectivement, si le choléra doit arriver particulièrement dans la ville de Douala, je crois qu'on aura plus de cas qu'on ne peut se l'imaginer. Parce que déjà, si tu marches dans ces rues ici, tu vas te rendre compte que l'insalubrité, en fait, c'est ça qui fait la dénomination particulièrement de la ville de Douala. Je ne sais pas trop pour Yaoundé, parce que je n'y suis pas. Mais pour Douala, c'est carrément la saleté. Et c'est la saleté partout. Et en même temps aussi, on ne peut pas aussi plaindre cette situation uniquement au gouvernement. Nous-mêmes, les citoyens, nous sommes responsables de ces amas d'ordures, de ce niveau d'insalubrité dans lequel nous nous trouvons au jour d'aujourd'hui. Lorsque nous écoutons, à ce moment, on parle de 2000 cas déjà dans cette partie à Limbe, 2000 cas enregistrés de choléra, ça fait beaucoup et ça fait peur. Alors là, je me pose la question, au risque de me tromper, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas un vaccin pour prévenir le choléra? Parce que s'il n'y a pas de vaccin, là, ça devient compliqué parce que les cas ne font que se multiplier et on peut se retrouver d'ici la fin de cette journée avec encore plus de cas qu'hier. Parce que déjà, hier, on parlait de 40 et ce matin, on parlait de 1000 et poussières, mais là, on parle déjà de 2000 cas. Ça fait que se multiplier, les cas ne font que gonfler.
Yes, I don't know whether Honoré Kuma is on standby from Limbe. Can we get through to Honoré? Good morning, Honore. We're glad to have you live from Limbe. How is Limbe today?
Thank you, Leonard, and welcome to the seaside resort town of Limbe, where the population of Limbe in particular and Fako division at large are being inundated by the cholera epidemic, which started far back, I think, a week ago. Currently, we are standing at the Limbe district office, where we are having some volunteers who are currently under training to see how this outbreak can be contained. There is a need for mass sensitization on the population to see how the cholera outbreak can be contained. Because, Leonard, as we speak, it is not something to play. It is not a play, as over 700 patients are lying in the hospitals, the hospital in Limbe and in other municipalities in Fako division. The regional delegation of the Southwest region will be here in a couple of minutes to take the volunteers who are under training now to go to the field to sensitize the population on the outbreak of cholera and to see how they can implement preventive measures, hygiene and sanitation measures to curb the spread of this epidemic, which is fast ravaging, fast eating our various communities.
Honore, the governor was there yesterday. What came out of the visit? We've listened to him. Practically after he left, what has been happening in Limbe after the departure of the governor yesterday?
Yes, the governor was here yesterday for a crisis and an emergency meeting which took place at the Limbe Regional Hospital, which brought together stakeholders to synergize to fight this epidemic. In this meeting, we had health personnel, we had companies, we had mayors from the different subdivisional councils here in Limbe and Fako division at large. We also had the civil society organization who are volunteering to synergize, to join effort with the government to fight this outbreak, because it is not something to write home about. Leonard, if you visit the hospitals, you find patients lying on the floor, taking treatment on the bare floor, talk less of canopies being erected, tents being erected by the Red Cross. The Red Cross community also came in on the open air of the various hospitals, and you know that we are at the start, the beginning of the rainy season, where we have heavy downpour. You see patients under tents, and what happens if the rain soaks their mattresses and or whatnot. So it is really a crisis situation here in Limbe. We thank God the governor called for this emergency meeting, and during this meeting, over 17 million francs was raised for an emergency cholera fund. We had a company like Sonora that gave in that pledge 10 million. The city council gave 2 million. Limbe 1 council 1 million. Limbe 2 1 million, and other individuals. We have Bob Didi Plastics who gave 1 million. Making the money to sum up to about close to 17 million and this money is going to be used to provide to fight the virus, to acquire more medication, and to co-opt more volunteers and all whatnot. So that is what actually happened.
Honore, the governor made some revelations. He himself was embarrassed that there exists no public toilets, or maybe they may be existing, but very limited in Limbe, and noted that many persons were living in Limbe without toilets. There are communities that are virtually using running streams and the bushes.
Leonard, this is really a sad situation and a funny one. It is like a habit. It is like a habit to those who live in the riverine community to defecate, to stool by the beach side. It is like a tradition to them. And even if you construct toilets to them, they will tell you they don't prefer toilets. They prefer excreting by the seaside. They prefer excreting on the sea, so much so that when the water comes and touches their anus, they feel better, they feel lively, and the breeze from the sea touching their anus, they feel lively. So it is like a tradition, and this mentality, this mindset is very difficult to change it. The governor was on field, and he went right to Down Beach vicinity where he saw it for himself. He went alongside the team, the various stakeholders, where they saw it for themselves, and they advised the community on the danger of cholera. The governor did instructed on the councils to make sure that they erect, they build toilets at the beach side. Leonard, also you would also interest you to know that cholera did not only start a few weeks ago back in Limbe. The cholera outbreak could be traced as far back as 2021, where the cholera started in Bakassi. So I want to tell you that, to my opinion, I would say that the crisis was not properly managed. If not, we wouldn't have found ourselves.
Talking about
yes, we wouldn't have.
Talking about a proper management, is it not also the role of educating the population on what they need to do? Because once we expose ourselves to what is happening to us now, it's because to some extent we were negligent or lacked the required knowledge to prevent this. I would want us to refer to the hygiene and sanitation departments of the respective communities. It is also there in it. Now we have the councils. How have they moved to the communities to educate the people? Are they on the ground to educate the people on the ills that they may be exposing themselves to if they don't watch out about their hygiene conditions? Has anything changed?
That's a very good question, and I would have loved that the hygiene and sanitation, the heads of the various councils are getting this question. Most of the times they are interested in getting money, extorting the population, in getting illegal money, not doing their job. You go somewhere and you see that there's not a good toilet facility, rather than you insisting for that person to construct a toilet, like the bars around town, very few of them have what we call toilet. They have latrines. So very often, these people, instead of seeing that these people erect this toilet, they prefer that these people come and pay penalty to them, which ends in their private pockets. I think this is one of the issues. And I think the hygiene and sanitation team of all the various councils should be sensitized on proper hygiene and sanitation, not only in business premises, but in the communities. Because if you go to some of the communities around town, you will find that people are really living in slums and in ghetto. The situation of cholera in Edi now has been controlled. As at now, Chains are instead leaving Edi now and coming to Limbe, held to Limbe, yes, because Edi now is under Limbe health district, and coming to Limbe to support.
So as we speak, Honore, what is the situation? There is going to be a health team that will come to where you are to work with volunteers, train them, and possibly do what next?
Leonard, like I said, the issue has not been properly managed. Because if, as we are standing now, look at the time. It's now that they are still training volunteers, and cholera has been in the city of Limbe for more than a week. They are far behind time. The volunteers who are supposed to be sensitizing the communities, they are supposed to be on the field. There is supposed to be disinfection for the various cases identified, because as we speak now, the death toll, as at yesterday, we have 6 people who died from the Limbe health district. As at yesterday, I don't know if the death toll has risen this morning. So the issue is the government should get on the field. Sorry, the various stakeholders, the civil society, the government should get on the field rather than dragging their legs and people keep dying of the cholera. Because if you go to the scene yourself, it is really a precarious, it's really a sad situation.
Okay, we hope that the population will also mobilize to come to the assistance of those who are affected. When you get an official, Honore, when you get an official who is ready to talk to us, please let us know so that we can get him live on My Media Prime. Meanwhile, those who are watching from across the nation, if you think that you have a contribution to make, call the first number on your screen, and we're going to give you opportunity to talk to the people. Gwladys, vous avez suivi Honoré depuis Limbe. Yes, Honoré, you have something to add?
Yes, Leonard, we're going to we're going to Kum, we're going to peruse the city of Limbe today, and we're going to give you updates on the cholera situation. We're going to talk to as much as many health personnel that we can talk to. Trust me, some of them have already assured us that we're going to talk to them, but not now, later when they hire their authorities they are around. We're going to be visiting some of the centers that are harboring the patients, and we only hope that we're going to be granted access to these centers.
Okay. Thank you for the great job you guys are doing out there, and we'll be waiting on you to indicate when officials are ready to talk to us. Gwladys, c'est pas très facile là-bas.
J'ai complètement froid au dos après avoir écouté ce que le confrère Honoré a dit tout à l'heure. On a l'impression, étant ici à Douala, que c'est juste une petite situation. Mais à le suivre tout à l'heure, je me rends compte qu'il s'agit d'une véritable crise qui mérite une très grande attention et une rapidité dans la prise de décisions et actions à ce moment précis, parce que ça fait véritablement froid au dos, Monsieur Léo, de savoir que les Camerounais à l'heure actuelle sont en train de mourir par nombre de choléra au Cameroun au XXIe siècle.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Who is calling, and where are you calling from?
Yes, I am called Mr. Jonas, calling from Limbe.
Yes, Mr. Jonas.
I want to contribute.
Okay.
I think we already have a stranger in this palm wine. I'm saying what I know. Yes, you find some people who carry probably water with the rainbows to come and mix and make people drink. So we prohibit that palm wine first, the first thing. Yes, we should be talking about prevention and not history about what we have to do next or who are not done what. Now we have a stranger in the house. The solution is prohibiting what should not be done and what should be done.
Yes, in the process of prohibiting, don't you think that
the population, please, nobody keeps dirt or have toilets that are not deep. In those days that I was growing, we used to have people that were calling sanitary inspectors. They were going from house to house, checking toilets, checking a lot of things. Yes, and I want to believe that just after you will hear, they'll say you will hear that the budget is 20 million to intervene cholera, which we are not seeing what is being done.
Excuse me, sir.
Let something be done because people are dying. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that contribution. Gwladys, you got what he's saying. Yeah. This is, we have a stranger in the house. Cholera is there and it's already ravaging people, and according to him, we should join forces to kick it out of our communities.
Effectivement, j'ai aussi suivi au début de ses propos, il disait qu'effectivement il y a un vaccin pour le choléra. Si effectivement cette hypothèse est vraie.
Non, il dit que le vaccin, c'est la propriété.
Ok. Parce que là, en ce moment-ci, c'est chacun de nous qui devront prendre une mesure pour nous protéger, pour protéger les membres de nos familles. Parce que si on se retrouve avec presque toute une population contaminée, c'est clair que Douala ne sera pas épargné parce qu'il y a des gars qui sont en train de voyager. Donc forcément, si ça arrive à Douala, Monsieur Leonard, ça va être l'apothéose.
Bonjour à vous tous, c'est Nelson Mikobi depuis la RD Congo. Suite à cette épidémie mortelle, faut que le gouvernement camerounais trouve les voies et moyens pour éradiquer ça définitivement. Mikobi Nelson depuis la RD Congo, suis à l'écoute à ton émission. Merci beaucoup. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Leo. I wish to say this is a sham and a total disgrace on the side of the government. In the 22nd century, we are still struggling to have potable water, which is the major reason behind the outbreak and spread of cholera. The government has proven to, not to solve our problems. My fear is that it should be contained in Limbe, because if it extends to Douala, it will cause devastating effects, not the less. Akumbo is writing from Kribi, but if Limbe is touched, also noting that Limbe is relatively cleaner. Limbe and Buea, they're clean. I don't know whether
they are cleaner than Douala.
So should the authorities in Douala not already start intensifying education on how to prevent this?
Effectivement, comme j'ai dit, Monsieur Léo, au départ, nous, on attend toujours au Cameroun qu'il y ait une situation avant d'apporter la solution. On n'a pas un système de prévision des crises au Cameroun. À l'heure actuelle, je pense qu'il est grand temps pour les autorités de la ville de Douala, en commençant par le gouverneur de Douala, de commencer à prendre des mesures pour les populations de cette région, parce qu'on connaît, nous tous, jusqu'à quel point Douala peut être sale. Et si on se retrouve avec une situation pareille ici, ça va être la catastrophe. Je pense que en ce moment-ci, on doit déjà mettre des moyens en place pour éduquer les populations.
Okay. Gwladys, we have a caller. Good morning, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
I am Bishop Joseph. I'm calling from Vola.
Okay. Your contribution, please.
I don't know what is wrong with our administration. There's a situation at hand, and I'm not hearing anything Vola is doing to prevent this cholera not to happen here. I believe that the administration begins of a task force against this cholera. Now that it has not come, go around, take the toilet, take where they are supposed to take, sensitize the population on the importance of better hygiene. When you move around Bunaberi, you see the kind of rubbish you can everywhere. You know that that's a better example. Cholera. If somebody selling food not beside a trash can, I think just about 2 meters away from the trash can. So the situation, if it gets to Douala, one day I'm sure people will die more than 200.
Yeah, but if
for the health, medical directors, they should call a meeting against cholera now. Now that it has not yet come. We shouldn't wait until when it has come, then we start struggling.
Can I go further to ask you if this is what you're observing from the streets of Bonaberi? What stops the officials of hygiene and sanitation of the municipality of Vuri 4, that is Bonaberi, from identifying this and actually asking them to turn their nasty business structures to making them very clean? It's not there. That's the question, because it is true. We say the state has not done this, but the state has created councils, and maybe the mayor is in charge of this or that. But there are persons in charge of hygiene and sanitation.
Effectivement.
What even stops them from coming to TV to talk every day?
Parce qu'il y a le laxisme. Il y a le laxisme dans le système de travail. C'est simple. Et on ne peut pas, dans l'administration, lorsqu'il y a problème, on ne va pas regarder les subalternes, on regarde le leader. Si le leader ne donne pas bonne instruction et ne fait pas le suivi et que ses subalternes ne produisent pas le travail, on va d'abord commencer par sanctionner le leader. C'est automatique, c'est comme ça, c'est partout. Donc, au jour d'aujourd'hui, Monsieur Léo, je pense que les autorités de ces personnes en charge de l'hygiène et salubrité devraient commencer à prendre des moyens drastiques pour permettre à ces gars de travailler.
I wanted to contribute, but it's like somebody's on the line.
Okay. Hello, good morning and welcome. Hello? Hello? It's gone. Please, if you have a contribution to make, just call the first number on your screen and we're going to give you that opportunity. Oui, allez-y.
Effectivement, Monsieur Léo, je pense qu'à ce moment-ci, il faudrait que Douala commence à prendre des mesures. Il ne faudrait pas qu'on attende qu'on commence à enregistrer les premiers cas, deuxièmes cas, trois. Non. Parce que ici, si ça arrive à Douala, en moins d'une heure de temps, je ne sais pas ce que ça peut, combien de personnes vont tomber. De nombreuses personnes. Parce que si tu rentres même, il a parlé seulement de Bonabéry, il n'y a pas que Bonabéry. Presque dans tous les quartiers de Douala, même ici à Bonamoussa Dikota où nous sommes, il y a des secteurs où si tu arrives, tu n'auras pas envie de rester. Il faudrait que ces personnes en charge se mettent au travail dès à présent, que le gouverneur de la région du littoral commence à appeler peut-être une réunion d'urgence pour trouver des solutions pratiques pour éviter, parce que prévenir vaut toujours mieux que guérir, pour éviter qu'on ne se retrouve avec cette épidémie de choléra dans la ville de Douala.
Okay. Can we take another listen to the GM of CDC? Johnson, can we take a listen to the GM of CDC, please?
Première chose, à côté du gouvernement, comme le gouvernement a appelé, la CDC va mettre son mot sur son appui. Première chose, c'est la provision de Cholera beds, pour pouvoir prendre en charge les victimes. Et ici, la CDC va mettre à la disposition d'un et peu de moyens financiers.
Okay, Gwladys, talking about mobilizing to fight against what's happening as far as cholera is concerned, is this not also the time to give the media the pride of place? That is, there should be heavy mobilization around the media today, tomorrow and after for the core sensitization process.
Effectivement, Monsieur Léo, mais malheureusement, nous sommes au Cameroun et le média n'est pas souvent mis en avant, on ne permet pas aux médias de faire effectivement son travail au jour d'aujourd'hui. Je pense que c'est une situation où on doit permettre aux différents médias en ce moment, peut-être les responsables doivent se rapprocher des médias pour trouver des voies et moyens, comment mieux communiquer, comment mieux informer la population, comment mieux donner des conseils aux populations. C'est le moment où ils doivent même se retrouver sur les plateaux. Je parle ici peut-être du ministre de la Santé qui peut se retrouver sur les plateaux ou de ces des délégués régionaux, ou bien des médecins ou des docteurs pour informer la population.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning and welcome. Hello, good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you are calling from. Many persons are calling, but the second number.
Yes.
Call the first number, please.
Prince Will.
calling from Douala.
Okay.
Okay. I would really like to ask contribution to the cholera issue, which is really persisting in the southwest. I think that in order to cope out this situation or try to ameliorate the situation, especially in a populated town or city like Douala, like you guys have been saying, I think that they need to begin with the schools.
Okay. Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you say we should start with the schools.
Yeah, I think that it is primordial to begin with the schools because most of the times we realize that the water that students or children consume in schools are not really the best in its quality. And most of the times they come together and it easily spreads when they go back home. So I think that it should be the first measure to begin with the schools. They should try to see how you can get portable clean water enough for the student or control the water that are being sold around the environment.
Okay, thank you. Any other measure that you think could help the situation?
Yes, then we also need to be very careful. You know, we cannot forget about the match on Friday, Cameroon, Algeria. This is another place, another breeding ground for the spread of cholera. So the authorities must also be very careful when it comes to that match, and especially the water that is being found in the environment. I think it's another issue. And now, recommendations. I really think that the officials at the level of the councils, they stand up because most at times it's not like these councils offices don't have officials of hygiene, but most of the times when they go down to the field, they don't actually perform the function which carries them down there. They can go down there and someone 500 francs, 1,000 francs, and you really don't mind about what took you down there. So I think that people must actually stand on their feet because talking about Corona looked in those days like, sorry, I'll call in those days because we thank God we passed that era already or we're walking out of it. I think that this is more dangerous because this really fits into our community. We don't really have clean environment. Our potable water is not fit. The food itself and the like. And then the company, this company, Hisakam, that's in charge of cleaning place, they have to multiply their efforts because the streets are really very dirty. And most of the time you see death for about 3 days, 1 week is still on the same spot. And so I think that most of these measures must be implemented with accuracy. If not so, then
thank you very much for participating. Now, Gwladys, he's raising an issue where officials who are expected to make sure that hygiene and sanitation measures are respected in our respective markets, communities. You talked about not only Bunaberi, but almost every locality in Douala. How do we understand that these guys are passing, but almost everywhere is nasty, especially where people consume food?
C'est simple, Mr. Léo. Ici, au Cameroun, tout fonctionne avec l'argent, la corruption. Donc, ils passent, c'est pas comme s'ils ne passaient pas. Ils passent, ils se rendent compte, ils font des notifications. Oh. Mais sauf que les populations convainquent ces personnes-là que, pardon, prends ceci, permets-moi de continuer. Peut-être avec le temps, je vais peut-être arranger. Mais sauf qu'ils n'arrangent pas. Et puis la prochaine équipe qui vient, c'est la même chose.
Limbe 3 on the line.
Hello?
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, my name is Aqua Roy. I'm calling from Limbe 3.
Okay, Mr. Ako.
Yes, I want to say what the government is putting in place is very good, but we in the country are misusing the ideas.
Okay.
Like in Limbe 3 in the Mabeka fishing port, we have a report yesterday about a Nigerian who went and duplicated where people are drinking, in the drinking water. So the people there took him and wanted to give him some corporal punishment, while others were fighting. It became an all fight for the people. And they had to take the person and hand him over to the military. And you know what will happen there is just bail yourself and go back. So I want to say the information should go directly to the chief heading that place, Mabeta Fishing Port, His Royal Highness Mr. Ekum. The right that has been enshrined to the Nigerians there is too much because they are overpressing the Cameroonians. So what they are doing there is not good. Toilets, they don't go to toilets. Everything they do is defecating in the sea. Okay, secondly, I want to say in our schools, like the primary schools, we should advise the teachers and the ministry they should stop selling food in school. That's food in school. I myself am afraid if my child should eat in school because I know what I feed my child from the house. So they should not give people, they don't give the people food in school. I think that we will use some measures like that. We will try to help the school people because our houses may be nice and we are afraid of what they will eat in school.
Have you, Mr. Ako, you live in Limbe 3. Have you seen officials of the municipalities or volunteers come around the quarter to sensitize the people of Limbe 3 on what is happening?
Yes, we're expecting them. We're expecting to see them enter because the healthcare that we have in Mabeta is really doing its best. We have very good people there and they are able to go around there. We have been waiting to see. You know, Mabeta Fishing Port is a place that the epidemic can be very dangerous and drastic because the way the houses they are choked and the way flies, the vector flies, they are too much. So we are expecting to see them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ako, for participating this morning on Special Edition.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yes. But the people of Mabeta themselves, they need to take care of themselves because when you expose yourself to what is happening, how can the officials help you when you refuse not to help yourself?
Effectivement, Monsieur Léo, les populations doivent s'aider elles-mêmes. Mais là, présentement, nous sommes déjà dans une situation critique. Et à situation critique, mesure critique aussi. Et nous sommes déjà à près de 12 heures. Et on attend toujours que les personnes qui sont censées aller vers les populations sensibilisées partent. On les attend toujours jusqu'à 12 heures. Mais il y a toujours, à ce moment, il y a déjà encore des personnes qui se font contaminer. Donc, jusqu'à quelle heure est-ce qu'on va attendre que ces personnes-là aillent sur le terrain pour sensibiliser les populations? C'est la question qu'on se pose.
Déjà, nous sommes en train de les sensibiliser. We hope that anybody who is watching this program is also taking these positions to ensure that their house is clean, the water quality that they consume for themselves and their children is also very good, and that you don't expose yourself to just anything. Many persons are saying where they sell matango. We don't know how they are treated. Some persons are talking about mango. This is the mango season. Lots and lots of things are happening, but we have to first take care of ourselves before even thinking about whatever may come after that. Can we take the reaction of the regional delegate of public health after the crisis meeting yesterday?
All people who don't send them for inside quarter. Thank you for cancer. We talk about this sick will be very serious. Cholera. Cholera no be na COVID. Cholera no be na sick way to stay. Cholera na sick way. Now you catch am. Now so you fit die. So when you talk for people, say me they no say cholera no be na witchcraft. Cholera na sick way dey. And cholera link more now with water, dirty water wey you drink. Cholera link more now with dirty chop wey you chop. Cholera link more now with your hand wey you no wash. So all the bacteria wey you waka for enter your skin for cause you cholera. If you do things then fine, you no go get them. It means say if you drink fine water, you don't get cholera. But if you no get fine water for your compound, the water will get them. But then if you treat them, if you boil them, you go drink them, you go fine. You feel use some tablet they will again. We will get people them for free. Small doctor then they for free when they give that tablet. Then they teach you how to put them for water for make and see me water fine so that you feel drink them. And then we teach many people they no say no be na only my own. So then two people they talk for their brother and sister. And for say if they get one person who get small cholera, they get small shit, may they not keep them for house. May they take a run for hospital. May they know when I say maybe she's not over serious. Then they start thinking the one come for hospital if you don't late. So may they come for hospital. For now, we get about 1,700 cases who don't take it. We get about 50 dead people who don't die. Now, all we hospitals are plenty. They don't flop cholera case. They don't flop for bed, they dey for down. We know the one same people come out today for community, they come for hospital. Because we think say they fit stop them, make that sick no catch them for community. But if they for their house, then they make the sick come, then the sick will catch them. When they come for hospital don't flop. The risk they say then too they feel that. So they get for just taking a fine measure they will talk about every day for say the cholera no catch them. Or if they catch them, no diagnose and quickly so that we fit treat them before they reach on stage so they go fit sleep for hospital all time. So now what they get them say make them work with me, make them hear waiting way. All people who don't send them for inside quarter, they talk for say the cholera no catch them, they no catch their family, they no catch their brother, they no catch their sister.
Thank you very much, the regional delegate for public health for the Southwest region. Please, if Honore is ready, let us talk with him. Is Honore on standby, please? Okay, we have the videos of the district hospital in Limbe there, where cases are now being taken care of. We hope that a lot of mobilization is actually done. But Gwladys, yesterday they raised 17 million. This is also an opportunity for many more persons to come to the assistance of those who have been affected.
Good morning,
by
sir.
this.
My name is Asatit. I'm calling from Yaoundé 7.
Okay.
Yes. Mr. Liu, you know, it's just like when this coronavirus came, the emergency measures were taken immediately. And now that this thing is caused by dirty water and dirty food and so on, and this mango season is coming and all those things, I think the government, or if not government, the people around, we should take a strict measure in what sense? Like how they were doing quarantine from the coronavirus. What measures we're supposed to take now, like this, as the point is water, because people believing Limbe are becoming to Yaoundé. Now, as you are talking, traveling from Buea and so on, coming to Yaoundé, coming to Douala. What measures now can we take immediately to make sure that it doesn't cross to Yaoundé or Douala? Is it that they stop people from now from drinking water to see if they can contain it in Limbe and Douala? Because all the big people up there, they'll be drinking their tangy water in their bottles and all those things. They don't have a problem. But those that live on these running water taps and so on and so forth, what can they do to stop them now so that for the meantime, let's say they give a week or two and so on to stop people from doing certain things so that if they can contain it there in Buea and Limbe, for the meantime to see if it can reduce before it crosses. Because if it crosses now to Douala and Yaoundé, when they are not containing in Limbe there, then everything will be out of control. So I think we should take an immediate measures now to see that people should stop for some certain things. Like somebody was talking about schools. Yes, teachers should tell students what to do immediately. Because immediate measures now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, this is why we are told how to clean ourselves, but those practical things that must be done in case of a situation. I'm sure everybody should be taught that now.
Effectivement, tout le monde doit savoir qu'il faudrait se laver les mains. Je pense que le moment est arrivé encore de recommencer à utiliser nos gels hydroalcooliques qu'on utilisait il y a quelques mois pour prévenir le Covid-19. Je pense que les populations doivent rentrer à ces mesures-là. On peut faire bouillir notre eau, c'est très important. Si on se retrouve avec une eau qui est douteuse, on peut la faire bouillir. Je parle ici précisément aux personnes qui sont en plein en train de vouloir sucer les mangues parce que c'est la période des mangues. Et effectivement, lorsque la période des mangues arrive, on a toujours les problèmes de ventre au Cameroun. Donc, je pense que les gars peuvent faire bouillir leur eau, tiédir et puis utiliser.
Hello, good morning and welcome.
Come again.
Good morning.
Okay, I want to contribute regarding the cholera pandemic in Limbe. First, we'll talk about hygiene is personal. It is not a matter of putting blame to the government, who should be or who not do what. So each and everybody should take that responsibility to live healthily by drinking good water, living in a clean environment. I don't think there is anybody in Limbe that is drinking water from the stream or river. There is potable water. So whether people are schooling in streams or rivers, shouldn't be the first. But if they have to push the blame, they should push the blames on the snake. If the water tank is properly clean, it's well taken care of, because I think that's the number one. That should be the number one cause of such a pandemic. Yeah. So they will have to, if these tanks are not properly clean, then the entire Cameroon or the entire Southwest can get infected. So we need not to push blame on anybody, be it the tanks. They are just coming in just to sympathize or support us, give us that comfort and give us that financial support, or to make us feel like they are not abandoned. Yeah. But I think it is each and everybody's responsibility to take care of his health. This is what I want. Thank you.
Thank you very much from Limbe there. Oui, Gwladys.
Effectivement, je suis d'accord avec ce monsieur. Tout le monde, chacun de nous est responsable de notre santé et de notre sécurité, parce qu'on ne va pas attendre jusqu'à indéfiniment que l'administration camerounaise vienne peut-être, je sais pas moi trop quoi, laver les mains de nos enfants à la maison. Nous devons prendre sur nous de commencer à éduquer nos enfants nous-mêmes. Pour les parents qui nous écoutent depuis ce matin chez eux, ils doivent commencer déjà à prendre des mesures pour éviter que cette épidémie de choléra ne se retrouve dans leur maison. C'est très important, parce que lorsque chacun de nous va mettre la main à la pâte, on va pouvoir neutraliser l'épidémie en question.
Ok. Allô? Allô? Hello, good morning and welcome. The caller is not there. We have to, can we take a listen to the GM of Sonara, please?
The General Manager of you have attended a meeting called by Mr. Governor. Cholera is a very great issue of public health, and the governor organized the operation of raise funds to help population, to help our hospital to face this situation. Within the framework of our social responsibility, Sonara has done a contribution on this basket of 10 million francs. We think that within this solidarity, we will accompany the government to tackle this great issue of public health. Thank you.
Okay. Gwladys, Sonara is giving 10 million. We've heard that others are also doing the same. And yesterday, 17 million was raised in Limbe. Is this also an opportunity for other persons who may be watching, and other structures, even from Yaoundé and Douala, to do something for the people suffering from cholera in Limbe?
Effectivement, Monsieur Léo, c'est un appel de cœur pour toutes ces personnes, ces âmes de bonne volonté qui peuvent aussi contribuer à ce que ces personnes-là qui sont couchées dans ces hôpitaux à Limbe puissent recevoir des traitements et qu'on limite les dégâts au jour d'aujourd'hui. Ça touche tout le monde. Tout le monde, les sociétés, les individus, c'est tout le monde qui doit mettre la main à la pâte pour éviter qu'on ne se retrouve avec une hécatombe au Cameroun. On a déjà eu un problème, une pandémie, celle de Covid-19. Et s'il faut ajouter au jour d'aujourd'hui le choléra qui, lui, ne prend pas beaucoup de temps avant de tuer, il faut effectivement que les Camerounais, tous les Camerounais mettent la main à la pâte.
Greetings, Mr. Liu and the lady on the panel. Mr. Liu, this cholera crisis is a shame to our government that functions only by reactions and never planning, allowing the citizens to drink dirty water and even privatizing our water companies, leaving us at the mercy of strangers. We can only pray that they wake up before we all perish. Franklin is writing from Thailand. We are going to be wrapping up in a minute's time, Gwladys, to come back once we have core elements from Limbe. As we speak, Honore has gone through the treatment centers in Limbe to get officials of the Ministry of Public Health accept to be able to talk to us once they are ready. We are going to come back live to let the world understand what is happening in Limbe. We also understand that militants of the CPDM party are gathering in Limbe and other parts of Cameroon to celebrate the 37th anniversary of the CPDM party. The CPDM party is 37 years old. If we chance, we may also have pictures of what is happening in Limbe and other parts of the nation today. Gwladys, we are very grateful to you for accepting to be with us to talking to Cameroonians.
Effectivement, c'est un plaisir et un honneur pour moi d'être sur ce plateau et contribuer pour le bien-être des Camerounais.
We also want to thank you, especially those who called to sensitize our audience on what they need to know and do to be safe from what is now plaguing the southwest region, notably Limbe and Buea and Edi now and other parts. We hope that it does not come to the littoral center, south and other regions of Cameroon. Courage to those stakeholders who are involved in fighting what is happening. Thank you for watching. Thank you too to everybody who has contributed in this production this morning. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.